there it is. Right here in the time that I've been wondering if there is to be any order whatsoever, it's going to have to show itself in the can return. And I walk in to the can return, and there are a bunch of people just sitting around, like a mother and a couple of teenage daughters and some other guy with a cart that seems obviously to be on his own. Oh, I just pulled in and did gridlock. But they're all just sitting there, and I walked up, I said, "That's it?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's down." I said, "Well, has anybody said anything to anybody?" And they said, "Yes." And I said, "Well, I gotta pee anyway, so I gotta go into this place and walk them by the customer service counter." I say to the woman, I'm like, "Hey," I said, "I'm sorry to bother you," because I'm polite, because I know if you are friendly, people are more likely to follow your inclinations. It's amazing, isn't it? Nobody wants to hang around and do something for some asshole who's yelling at them. Oh, huh. And the woman said, "I will check on it." So she gets on the phone right away and says, "So-and-so to the can return." And I said, "Okay, I did my part. Nobody can complain about me just standing around holding things up. I got shit to do. There's beer at home." And so she calls that. I go to the pisser. I take a piss after wondering why somebody's spending so much time with the door locked to the men's pisser. I'm like, what is it you got to do? I get in there and the seat's up and there's toilet paper and piss in there. I'm like, you didn't even take a shit. What took you so long? Just a fine reminder, don't go looking for your keys in the trash can in the supermarket toilet. He might have been masturbating in it for all we know. There was no reason he was in there that long. And I said, "That's okay. I'm sitting there quietly. The longer it takes, the more likely it is by the time I get back, the can return will be working." And so he finally comes out. I go in, take a piss, wash my hands, leave. What? 20 seconds, 30, whatever it takes. And I go back into the can return area, and they've got a crew of two cleaning out the full bins and taking care of things. And there's that woman with her two daughters, teenage daughters. They're sitting there, and that guy that's not with them, he's down there waiting. And they cleared it out and opened it up. And I said, "Okay." And so I moved through and do my bottles. And by the time that damn one woman finished on that guy had finished on his machine, actually. And he looked at me, and I'd already left my card in there because, well, if you're doing $70 to $100 on a can return with one family, you need to get the fuck out of the way for the people that make the machine work. And so I left my card in there, and he looks at me and he says, "It's all yours, man. And I said, okay. And I took cuts on these fucking people. Don't forget, when I walked out and they were clearing things out and that woman was sitting there and her two neat teenage daughters are sitting there just like, all morose. I looked at her and I said, isn't it good that everybody's so happy on a Saturday? And she's like, yeah. And so she's making her daughters do $70 to $100 on a can return, knowing that there's going to be aggression coming in. And I just moved right in front of them. I didn't take cuts. I took my turn, and not a one of them said a goddamn thing. And that's what tells me there's order coming back in the can return. These fucking nuts got the fuck right out of the way and understood you can't make somebody wait when they did the work. And that guy that was by himself, we talked about patience and understanding and how you can have patience without aggression, because when you let aggression take over, all that's left is rage.